What we say about gender and love has a profound impact on diverse children and families. From an early age, children think about and categorize by gender. And when we engage in age-appropriate conversations with young children about the diversity of families and gender, we give them language and freedom to explore their identities while creating a more expansive and inclusive world for everyone. As children grow older, family acceptance is a powerful and protective gift we can give our youth. It is never too early to support young children in feeling confident in their own bodies, families, classroom, and world. LGBTQ families can instruct and inspire us in this effort. Listen to these stories from parents and grandparents. Their experiences can inform and inspire our shared efforts to build a more diverse and welcoming world where all children and all families are safe, supported, affirmed, and celebrated. We start with an LGBTQ parent who grew up in a more traditional environment and is now striving to create a more inclusive home for her child.
I want my child to grow up in a world where he is accepted and loved and encouraged to be his full self. I just want him to be happy and safe. One of my goals in raising my child is that he have an inclusive and open frame of reference when it comes to understanding how gender and sexuality present. And it's okay to think differently than our family. The consequences of waiting until they are teenagers are astronomical because growing up in the binary and heteronormativity limits the way that we think about ourselves, the way we want to present ourselves to the world, how we navigate certain spaces, and what our options are in terms of who we are attracted to, or who we feel safe being in relationships with. It not only impacts our sense of self, but also how we treat and welcome others into our lives. It is paramount that we normalize non-binary and non-heteronormativity as a community, not only on the individual level. This is because we have to continually explain or introduce new concepts. And if we have to keep doing that, we're going to be consistently othered and treated as less than the mainstream. Some members of our family are very traditional, religiously and culturally, and so they aren't as accepting. It has presented with some difficult situations, but we have talked through it with our child to try and clarify what the family member thinks versus what we think versus what he thinks. And it's okay to think differently than our family. This typically presents in what clothes they buy our child, or toys, or expectations around the gender binary. For example, they'll tell them not to cry, or boys don't play with these toys, or things like that.
Now we get to hear from two grandparents who have chosen to be curious, to learn from, and to celebrate their gender-expansive grandchildren.
He's a boy who likes to wear dresses, and he's just fine with that. And we all thought he would outgrow it. And he didn't outgrow it. Now he's 10. He's pretty matter-of-fact about it. And so we're all just kind of taking our lead from him and deciding, we're going to see where he goes with this. And we will support him however we can.
At the age of 3, he would only wear tutus, and he wanted to wear braided yarn for long hair. When his parents finally allowed him to grow his hair longer, he was so much happier having his own hair instead of a braided pigtail. And then when his father bought him his first dress, it just changed his world. So, and he has been a really happy, well-adjusted 10-year-old, and he's taught me a lot about gender, and he's taught other people, and he's taught us about acceptance. So if you have a transgender child, give them all the love, encouragement, support, because if you can give them, because if they have confidence and they feel loved, they will go far.
All children and families benefit from being part of communities that celebrate diversity and build inclusive practices. We can lead with love and compassion, even as we seek to learn and understand. We can diversify who is in your child's world, or where you go, or what books, toys, clothes, or products fill your home and classroom. We can support and celebrate diverse families and non-traditional gender roles and identities by incorporating more inclusive language and practices into our lives. Parents and grandparents, as well as other family members, influence what young children hear, see, and experience each day. What we don't hear, see, or experience can also have a profound impact. Unfortunately, for some, family has not been a place of support or affirmation. For all of us, but especially those who are not accepted or supported in their family, beloved teachers, close friends, and chosen family can play instrumental roles. We can find or be those safe places of radical acceptance and belonging, communities of love, beauty, resilience, and allyship. We end with a video of a young trans boy who uses rap to tell his story of coming out and how the support of family and friends made a difference in his life.
So I have a little story I'd like to share about something I went through that might seem pretty rare. Please try to imagine if this were you, or you may have something that you can relate it to. So I was just a little kid about 7 or 8, and I had something to say that could no longer wait. So I went to my mom that hot day in July with a hope in my heart and a tear in my eye. Basically I said, this girl is your son, and I've always felt this way, and it hasn't been fun. We sat there together for a little while. I thought she was sad, but then I saw her smile. She told me I was brave and that she was so proud that I came to her so she could help me sort things out. The family and friends were also on board, and the support that I got just had me floored. And from that day on, I started my path, and we worked together and even faced some rounds. Together we can weather whatever this life brings, and we'll continue to love, and I'll continue to sing. And I know that there are other kids who feel like I do, and I truly understand what they are going through. Thank you all for sitting here and taking the time to let me tell my message in the form of a rhyme. Please treat everyone the way you expect. We all deserve freedom, love, and respect.